Hi, my name is Wenda O'Neill from O'Neill Artworks, also founder of Shadowbox Paper Art, and today I'm going to go over my Shadowbox Paper Art Kit. Fun, fun, fun. You get everything that you see here, the double-sided adhesive foam strips, the fairy lights, all of the precision cut layers that I do personally in my workshop. Today we're going to assemble the Wolf Wilderness Shadowbox Kit. And as always, we work from the bottom of the shadow box to the top. Each layer is going to get 4 double-sided adhesive foam strips. I put them on the edges of the bottom layer. I use the strips to help keep the fairy lights in place. Also, they add dimension. They separate the different layers from each other, so there's more of a dimension in the final product. So you can see that I've removed one side of the strips so that I can take them off one at a time, and I'm placing them in the center of each layer. Next, we're going to string our lights. So the first thing we want to do is remove the little plastic tab on the lights so that we can test them and make sure that they work, because the last thing you want to do is string a bunch of lights that don't even work, right? So I always test them first. Then gently unwind them and gently undo any knots that occur. What I'm doing right now is putting the lights on, using the adhesive foam strip to sort of keep the lights in place, and I'm being mindful of the next layer. So my next layer that's going to be going on top of this layer is my moon layer. So I'm kind of just guessing where I think I want the little lights to show up without having any of the wires show up in the moon. So now I'm going to flip the moon over, and I think what I want to do is move the lights over a little bit more so that they're backlighting the moon a little bit more. And I can, because this craft kit is so easy and so flexible. The cardstock is really high quality premium cardstock. It's very heavyweight, so it allows you to do a lot without messing up, so to speak. So now that I have made sure that everything is in the right order and I've got the lights where I want them, I'm going to line up the layer with the bottom layer and then gently push that layer into the adhesive strips that I put below. Now you'll see we're just going to do more of the same and more of the same. I'm going to be putting the double-sided adhesive strips along the edge of this layer. I'm going to take the next layer and I'm going to kind of eyeball where I need the lights to go in order to backlight, and I'm just going to string the lights across. So I'm going to just move them down a little bit so I don't have any wires in the view, and just string them straight across. My goal here is to backlight those mountains, and all I need is to have the lights behind them. I don't need to follow the contours of the mountains. I just need the lights behind them without any wires. So pretty much for the next couple of layers, we're just going to put adhesive foam strips, see where the next layer goes, put the wire across to backlight. I do want to point out here that my wire ended up much higher than I need it to go if I were going to go straight across. So notice how I'm sort of bending it down, because I want to make sure that the wire doesn't show up when I put the layer down, and it doesn't. I'm just going to speed up the next couple of layers because it's more of the same. It's double-sided adhesive foam, It's making sure that the wire goes behind the next layer, stringing it straight across, and putting the layer down. I want to note here that due to a supply chain disruption, the double-sided adhesive strips used in this video were only 3.5 inch, not my usual 5 inch. That's why when I get to the second to last layer, I move the side strips down towards the bottom so that they can help secure the lights. Most kits come with 5 inch strips. See how I've moved this adhesive strip down lower than the middle? You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to do that on both sides. It's going to help me secure the lights, but it's not really going to affect the layered look or how the end result is. Most kits will have 5 inch strips and you won't have to accommodate the lights this way, but I just wanted to show you how versatile these kits are. After putting that layer on, I saw this wire, and I'm sort of a stickler for wire. Some people don't mind the wire. I kind of mind the wire. So I just look for something that I can either push it down or just kind of get it out of the way. The wire is very flexible, so it's easy to move out of the way. And now I'm preparing for the tree layer, and the tree layer has a lot of stuff going on the one side, and again, because I'm using the 3.5 inch adhesive strips, I'm actually going to double up on that one side, just because I know that in order to place the lights, I'm going to want as much flexibility to get them to stick where I want them as possible. Now it's time to do the tree, and after taking a look at where the tree lands on the paper, I'm just going to do my best guess, and try and get the lights to randomly show up where I think the tree is going to be. I know I'm probably going to have to fix it because we all know I'm a stickler for those wires, but the first time I'm just going to get it where I think that it should go, and because I know that I can change it and it's easy to change, I'm just going to do my best this first try. Yeah, not so much. Look at all those pesky wires. So I think what I'm going to do is move it a little bit more into the base of the trunk, and then into the branches. And then I think what I'm going to do is, if I see the wires and I just can't live with it, then I'm going to go underneath the tree and move them out of the way. If you'll see what I mean in a second. So what I like about this result is I only see a couple of wires, and I think I can move the wire that's showing through the trunk, through the branches in the trunk. I think I can, because I left some slack on the side, I think I can just pull that kind of out of the way. No, that's not going to work. I might need to go underneath. So I'm going to go underneath, and I have this like sort of hook tool, but you could use your finger and gently, because this cardstock is very rigid, it's very sturdy. You can gently pull it, and see how now I've moved it so I don't really see the wire anymore. Now we're onto the cover. We're almost done. I love these covers. They're double-sided. Each one is different. You may get one that has a wood grain. You may get one like this that looks sort of like an earthy metal. They're just so cool, right? I don't know what side to use. I just can't decide. I think I'm going to go with the green side. So for the cover, after you've made sure that everything is folded, I usually fold the perfs in both directions to make sure that they're very easy to move, because I still don't know which side I'm going to use. I may change my mind. Now we're going to put the double-sided adhesive strips on the last layer of our project on each edge, just like we've been doing all along. Although we have no more lights, so don't worry. If you're out of lights, that's perfect. If you're not out of lights and you've got more lights, you can certainly string them around, being mindful that you want to make sure you don't see any wires after you have put your cover on. And now we're going to take our cover and place it on our project. So I've folded the perfs so that I can see the square edges of the cover, but I also want to be mindful that the project itself is centered, and this is a frame that I'm creating. Now we're going to put the double-sided adhesive strips on the outer lip of the outer edge of the cover, that last perf area. You can see what I've done there. And we're going to do that on each edge of this cover that we've built. And then we're going to fold them and we're going to push them into the base. And you'll see what I mean in a second. However, I have to apologize because I didn't realize that this was out of the frame. And you can't actually see me pushing it, folding it over and pushing it down. But you can see my end result there where I'm building the box. I'm building the shadow box right now by folding and pushing the adhesive strip into the back of my project. And then I'm going to flip it over and turn it on, and it is just so gorgeous. I love this project. It is just so beautiful.